Oh, boy. Can't take you anywhere, can I?
No, you can't, but I just said to you off camera, be patient.
No.
You okay? You good?
No.
John's like, okay, let's go hit it. So
Hit it,
I'm trying
hit
to
it.
find the button, and he's or no. Yeah, okay. Anyway,
Mash the button and
how
everything.
many buttons are on the computer?
17,000, and I know none of them.
No, I don't either. Yeah, I know the power off, except
I
it
got
never
that,
really
I got that one because I usually end up kicking it, and it comes out of the wall, and I have
or
to
dropping
reboot
it. Yeah,
Yeah, drop it, or drop it in the water or something like that.
it just
Yeah.
shuts off automatically.
Exactly. Oh, by the way, full disclosure.
Yeah.
Gravity finally took hold here in the office after 9.5 years,
Yes,
and you see the gaps here.
I do. I do.
Yes, the gravity has taken hold of the slats,
Okay.
and so we're having a handyman come in between episodes,
Yep.
and hoping that this will be repaired and back to its full upright and locked position by the time we come back later in the week.
Okay, so we're not going to see anything else drop during this.
God, I hope not.
'Cause the
That'd
the
be
way
bad.
the way you're positioned,
Oh, I know.
it looks like you have. Is that a bell?
Yeah, that's Patty's bell from her
Yeah.
alma mater. Yeah.
So
That's,
it looks like how you're positioned that could fall on your head at any
yeah,
second.
I hope. Well, I mean, it would be a thimble by comparisons, looking at it
Yeah.
visually, but it's actually very, very large. It's about that big. So
Oh, okay.
it's a good 6-8 inches tall. And no, if it hit somebody, then it would be an issue. And I will probably ring that bell in future episodes, but I don't want to disturb the rowdy man who is sleeping at the moment.
No, yes, no, don't do that. Don't do that. Lots to get into with you, my friend. I want to
Allegedly.
begin. Yeah, I want to begin with. You've seen, I don't know them, but I assume that you've seen a number of movies in your lifetime. I assume
Allegedly,
you've seen,
possibly, probably, perhaps, yeah.
right, and you've seen a bunch of sports ones.
Mhm.
I want to just say that one of the best movies of all time for me, not just with sports, but baseball, but in general,
Mm-hmm.
was The Natural
Oh, absolutely.
by Robert Redford. He passed away, so I just wanted to.
I can't believe he's 89.
I know. Extend my condolences and yours to his family. I remember Roy Hobbs.
Oh,
John.
absolutely. Yeah.
Roy Hobbs.
Mhm.
And you know what was crazy about it is probably a month or so ago, I went into not a deep dive because I didn't watch the whole thing, but I went into, I don't know, like a little shallow dive, I guess, a kid's dive, a baby dive.
To the kiddie pool?
The kiddie pool, yeah. Went in with my water wings and my floaties, and I was good to go. And I was looking at some of the best scenes from that, and one scene I remember, and I remembered before, and I wanted to watch it again, was him taking batting practice, and he steps in the cage and launches absolute bombs. And then there was this one guy saying, "Okay, old timer, try this one," and then he hits a bomb as well. And the kid in the dugout and the manager was just anyway. Great movie. Rest in peace, Robert Redford. He was 89. Is that what you said? 89.
Yeah, he's 89, and he was 48 when
Yeah.
he shot The Natural.
Yeah.
And that was filmed at Old War Memorial Stadium in Buffalo.
Mm-hmm.
And they converted it to like a short porch baseball stadium for the movie. And Buffalo really turned out in 1984 to see that. You had all the extras in Buffalo and everything. It was a really cool thing to showcase an old stadium and kind of refurbish it a little bit and make it look like the 40s and what have you. But no, very, very cool. And yeah, somewhere in here, I know it'll shock you, but I have my New York Knights gear as well. It does exist.
That Stadium John, a natural fit for that for that movie. We'll talk Crosby. We're going to talk Jake Allen. The guy's got a nose for football. You get that?
Bang!
Yeah, I know. Had to drop it. What?
Where's your rim shot, man? Do you have a rim shot?
Hey, what did I tell you about buttons?
That
takes another set of skills.
Somebody else who has a better approach at buttons than either one of us should just insert, edit.
No, I know. I will.
Edit rim shot here.
I will. Again, look at how impatient you want this thing done and edited already. I will get to that. I know. I will get to that.
Just have somebody else do it in real time while we're piecing this together.
I know. Here's my question for you, and you'll see it coming up now. Is home plate safe in Major League Baseball? And what I mean by that is this, and this has been running through my mind for years. So I believe it was last night. Yordan Alvarez of the Astros, rounding third, coming home, steps on home plate. He was safe, but he twisted the ankle, looked like he was done and broken and whatever, went off the field. He'll be looked at again today.
Mm-hmm.
The point of all that is this. I've been noticing more so when you're standing in the box and you're up at the plate,
Mm-hmm.
and these batters either, they swing and the miss, or if they make contact. Their first motion, obviously, is to the right side to get to first base. If you watch, so many times these players just miss the plate as their first step. My concern is growing that we will see at some point, if we haven't already, and I'm actually glad we haven't, more injuries happen when you touch home plate. I know there's the whole thing about eliminating the first base or extending it, right? So you don't have to lunge forward.
Make
foul
it
ground.
Make it more softballish,
Yeah, but if you watch these hitters, again, you watch their first stretch toward first base, John, and so many of them either just miss it, or if they do touch it, they're fine. And then the occasional time, if they do touch it, they slip a bit. I'm just saying, and I looked at it, it's made of 5-sided rubber. It's a rubber slab, so that's what it is.
Yeah.
I just don't want to see anyone getting seriously hurt.
Well, then everybody should just bat left-handed like me.
Hey, I do too. So there we go. We got another thing in common.
I mean, seriously, all you got to do is be in the left-handed batter's box, and you don't have to worry about swinging and missing and touching home plate.
That's a very good
Spin
point.
around in the dirt, you're fine.
It's a very good point.
Yeah, Reggie Jackson didn't have a problem with it.
No, he didn't.
No, so any great left-handed batter had no issue with stepping on home plate on a swing.
Yeah.
And with increased velocities and muscle mass and things like that, you're going to have this particular thing happen in Major League Baseball, and you're going to have somebody who, in the emotion of the moment, is going to come rounding third, and he's going to be coming at it about 22 miles an hour, and he's going to take a step on home plate, and it's going to be a hard step, and you're going to have moments like this. And so it's just, when you're rounding third, monitor your own speed. Don't get yourself a speeding ticket getting home, and you don't have to slam on the brakes when you cross over. Everything will be fine. It's going to be there when you touch.
We have seen in the past, and it escapes my memory at the moment, but we have seen guys come around and they celebrate home runs, game-winning home runs. Everybody greets them at home plate. They jump up, they hit, and then boom. Anyway, that's just a little thought. I want to continue on with the baseball thing, John, and the Blue Jays. Do we believe the hype? Their magic number is getting smaller. They continue to win. They've had, I think, 185 comeback wins, even though they haven't played a full season yet.
So they've had 712 comeback wins in a season.
I think that's what it is. 7-12, yeah. So 7-13 coming up tonight. Trey Savage was ridiculous last night. 9 strikeouts in his debut. You know the Blue Jays have him locked up for the next 6 years. So they're the only team that can deal with him for 6 more years, which is unbelievable if you think about it. Anyway, my point is this. This is fun. The other day when Baltimore was in town, Brian Roberts got into a bit of trouble when he said, these Canadian fans, why are they booing a pickoff attempt? And then he apologized. But he said this, and so too did the commentator in the box with him. They said that coming to Toronto in September, mid-September, late September, when the Jays are playing well, this is one of the best stops to play baseball.
Well, I mean, as we're talking through 150, Toronto is 26 games above 500.
Yep.
And you're 5 ahead of the Yankees, 6 ahead of Boston.
Yep.
And the juice boxes actually have Toronto at a plus 850 to win the championship right now.
Plus 850.
Plus 850.
All right.
So that's your plus 850 there. And no one else is closer than Toronto to win the championship in the American League. Seattle and Detroit both locked in at a plus 1,000. Yankees a little behind Toronto at a plus 900, and Boston at a plus 1,800. And then you look at Philadelphia; they're the favorite. They're a favorite. Dodgers are a plus 450.
Yeah.
Phillies are a plus 550. Milwaukee's a plus 700, and then you get into double digits and things like that. So right now you're the leader in the American League of making it to the last game, the last series that impacts the entire world in 2025. Yeah. I mean, so I will say this. When the Blue Jays made that run, was it a decade ago?
2015 and 2016,
Yeah, where you had Joey Bats and the series against Texas.
Yep.
And you had the 43-minute inning.
Yep.
When you're in that kind of an environment, That's a tough place to play.
Yeah, it is.
It is a loud joint, and it was fun as a neutral to cover that series because of the environment that you're in and the characters that were attached and all of the drama that was there and who could piece things together and all this kind of stuff. Can you replicate that kind of drama knowing that the Yankees might be around the corner in an American League Championship Series?
Yeah.
That would be the question for me to get out of the American League to take on probably the Dodgers in the series that impacts the entire world.
As always, that's the blue and white series if that's the case. I have a Jays hat and a Dodgers hat, so that'll be intriguing to see.
Why do you have a Dodgers hat?
Because I sometimes go to LA and I do the hockey show, and I've always liked the Dodgers logo, and I love blue and white. As you can tell, I've got blue and white on me today. Obviously, come on, you do. I should have asked you.
Well,
beforehand.
the
Diplomats.
Mine is more retro than yours is.
No, I know.
Mine has to do with the North American Soccer League, sir.
There it
from
is.
1970s, the Washington Diplomats, Bill Irwin.
I remember last time we did this show a couple years ago, you came on, and when you did, you always had a new T-shirt or you had something. So I look for one of the reasons why I look forward to doing this, not just seeing you, but to see what
burned through my T-shirt collection. I see how you work this.
That's all I missed the shirt collection. I didn't miss you. I'll say this: the one thing the Jays have for them, John, and I know a couple of months ago when the Jays were, still playing well, and they've been playing well most of the season. They had that great run too early on that really kind of got them in contention. The consensus around baseball, it's an incredibly deep team. And yes, they have stars. Vladdy, George Springer having a great season. But it's not like you go down the lineup 1 through 9 and think 5 or 6 of them or 7 of them generally and normally would be all-stars. But that's not what this team does. They have depth. The bullpen is strong. They have guys coming in, Ernie Clement, Addison Barger's having a great season. Guys coming in playing, 2 innings, and they seem to make an impact. I get how the postseason's different. I understand that. But you have this makeup of this club, and the best part about them, John, and you know this about sports, when you're winning, it certainly breeds success, but you have fun, and this team's having fun.
Yeah, and when you have 4 guys batting over 300.
Yeah.
And look, coming into this season, unless you were a diehard or a hardcore, Addison Barger, Ty France, they might not have even been household names in their own household.
No. No.
So when you had, basically, yeah. And when you have guys like that pitch in that are part of a larger picture, I think that's what makes championship teams the memorable part of those seasons. It's because, yes, we gravitate toward George Springer. Yes, we gravitate toward Bo Bichette. Yes, we gravitate toward Vladdy. But it's those guys that come in and they're Mr. November, So those kinds of things are the really cool part for me, seeing who's going to step up in these moments. And when you've got the balance that you have in the win column with, no one higher than Chris Bassett at 11, that kind of stuff sticks with you. And when you're 25 games over 500 at home, that means that right now it's a fortress, and that's what you've got to ride on when you're trying to chase after a title.
They've been selling out for a long time, so we'll see. A little ways to go. October baseball is a lot different, though, so we'll see what happens with that. I want to talk football now, and I was really happy with this. Jake Allen knows football. Yeah, I know. I not only had to bring it up again, but I had to visually show you the graphic that I pressed buttons for in order to do it.
The very punny lower thirds today. You must have had something in your breakfast.
That's just kind of what I do. So when he left the game the other day when they were playing, it looked really bad. He went right off the field. I believe it was Jim Nantz and Tony Romo doing the game. I know I heard Tony Romo saying, well, something's not, obviously, something's not right, Jim. Something's not right, Jim. Jim, it's not right. That's not right. So he went off, and we're thinking, what is going on with Josh Allen?
Yeah.
Broke his nose, comes back, plays the game. Later on in the it's just football players are tough, you-know-whats. And for Josh Allen, the guy can't do anything wrong, whether it's being so good at what he does in the community, being one of the best football players in the game. And I'm saying football players because it's one thing to be a great quarterback, but this guy, if it's 3rd and 5 or 3rd and 7, and he sees He's going for it. I
Yeah.
mean, he'll go straight up the gut and try to knock you over if you're 550 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
That, to me, just exemplifies the type of talent that he is. And of all the faces in the game right now, there's a ton of faces in the National Football League.
Mm-hmm.
He, to me, is in the top 5, maybe the top 3. I'd even say close to being number 1.
I mean, you're looking at what? Mahomes, Kelsey, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, and
Insert the fifth.
Jalen Hurts, Saquon
Sure.
Barkley.
Yeah.
And you're gravitating toward championship teams, and maybe a Jared Goff or someone like that in Detroit, depending on the levels of success that are there. But obviously, after we went 6 deep, we're kind of sitting there going, okay, so who else could be?
Who's next?
Who's that dude? Quoting Marcellus Wiley, but he's one of the top 6 most recognizable folks. He's a part of the crossover from the public figure relationship with the actress and that kind of a thing. So he's a part of that dynamic too. And so it's all the 3-dimensional approach to it. But when you're kind of like that, but no fear. I mean,
No.
Everything that he went through to get to the NFL.
I know. Yeah.
I mean, no worries there.
What was amazing too, I think, in this past offseason, after he was given the award, there was a video that came to him and he saw it, and it was on social, and there was an individual or two or a few at hospitals, these kids that said, "Hey, congrats, Josh, awesome," and he remembered every single one of their names. And I thought, you know what, man, you don't have to do that. Yes, you can go and you can visit these kids, but when you look at something and say his name's John, hey, wow, I remember just like that.
Mm-hmm.
That's what the game's about. And these guys get paid handsomely. They play a sport. I would have loved to have played a sport for a living, but for you to give back to your community the way that he does, bloody, broken nose and all, is astonishing to me.
That's right, and that won't endear you anymore to the fans of Buffalo either.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it's just he's one of us. He's one of us. He's one of us.
Yeah. How's your tush?
Oh, let me see.
Okay. Hey, don't strain a back muscle.
No. But no, the boss has referred to me as being a tushless wonder, and she has not used the word tush. Let's put it that way.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I see. Okay.
Yeah.
So, reason why I'm not going to get that out of my head now. So, the reason why I brought this up, the Eagles, did you know this, that the Eagles, since 2022, on 4th and 1 situations, when they push the tush, when they push and get that first down, they've converted 96.6% at the time, and that because of this conversion rate, nearly 2/3 of the entire National Football League, they have voted to ban it. What do you think of the whole pushing of the tush, John?
If you can't figure out a way to defend it, then you're naturally going to react the way that you do.
Yeah.
What I would also ask is that it be properly officiated, because there was a key moment in a tush-push situation last weekend against Kansas City where you clearly had an offensive lineman offside. He lines up offside. And then you had, I think it was a formation issue. You didn't have offside properly administered by the officials.
Yeah.
I think there was one particular formation setup that had, I think, 3 penalties that should have been called within it that were not. I don't mind the tush push so much, basically, because if the Eagles figured out a way to build a better mousetrap, fine. It's up to you to stop it. I get that. Look, when we were growing up, we used to call them elephant backs.
Yeah.
The big fullbacks that were there, you'd line up fullbacks and offensive linemen, and they'd be a part of it. It just so happens that today in the tush push, it looks like a wing T setup where the edges are tucked, your tight ends are tucked in, and you have a very, very tight formation with a lot of rather large individuals. So it's up to the defense to stop it, but I want the officials to look at the formation,
Yeah.
Look at the lineup and make sure that it's a legal formation before they snap the ball and try to, have a 270-pound person push a 190-pound quarterback over the line for a first down.
Yeah, the key point of that is to make sure the tush looks good, right? So you got to look at it. I saw this as well. That
You saw somebody's tush? What?
No, what? Yes, it was good. So a non-tush play, the conversion rate, if you do that on 4th and 1 in the last 3 seasons, is only at 67.1%.
Okay, so that's 2 out of 3. But how many of those? How many of those are in shotgun formation? That would be my other element in this. There are too many teams in a 4th and short or a short yardage situation that still run out of shotgun.
Yeah.
Why in the blue ever-loving hell?
Why would you do that?
Do you do that? And that's why probably the percentage is 2 out of every 3 instead of higher than it should be, because you're not in a tightly wound formation to get something done.
Yeah.
Close it up. Look, if you don't take time during the week to line up under center and figure out, okay, this is how it needs to be, and you've got a rather large lineman helping a path, and you can sit there and kick it outside or do whatever. Look, spend more time on that. Don't sit there and go, okay, 4th and 1, and I'm 5 yards back before I receive the ball. No, you've given up too much space in the in-between.
Why aren't you a head coach in the NFL? I mean,
because I'm 712 years old.
Are you? Yeah, you look great. Didn't we have this conversation last week? Something like that?
Not a day over 710, exactly.
That's it. Yeah, there you go. Let's get to hockey. So training camps, certainly that's next. And then you got preseason games. And then you have the NHL starting on the 7th of October.
Man.
Panthers defending I know, it's already here. Panthers defending champions.
Defending.
So Sydney Crosby, this is intriguing. How
intriguing is it?
It's intriguing. Pat Brisson coming out the other day, his agent, when asked about, hey, what's going to happen with your client? What if Pittsburgh isn't doing very well? Is he going to go somewhere else? Will he be traded? Does he deserve another chance to get a cup on a better team, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera? He essentially said, paraphrasing, it's always out there. It's always a possibility. Now, Sidney Crosby, because he is Sidney Crosby, has answered a ton of questions already about this. And he says, this is where I want to be. I want to be in Pittsburgh. I want to get back to the postseason. This is where I want to be. I want to be a Penguin. I am not so sure that this is going to be a thing that we're going to see after the trade deadline. I do not believe that Sidney Crosby will be a Penguin after the trade deadline. Where do you stand?
You're looking right now at a 38-year-old centerman who has 2 years left on his deal. And then in 27-28, when he is approaching the big 4-0, much like Evgeny Malkin at the end of his deal at the end of this year, they're both staring 40 in the mirror. And I would just basically, when it gets to a point, if the Penguins, who have plenty of cap space, I think they've got $13 million in cap, they're fine. If they choose to invest and chase after a title, and they're in a position to do it, and both Evgeny Malkin and Sidney Crosby are confident that it can be achieved if you get reinforcements, I don't see any kind of movement there. Crosby, if you look at his AAV, it's a pretty decent price point at 8.7. It doesn't bankrupt you.
No.
So, and Evgeny Malkin is at 6.1. I would expand the thought. If Pittsburgh is in an issue where they got a problem, then from now on over the next couple of seasons, it's probably going to be a recurring thought, whether it is with Malkin in the last year of his deal. Because you can always pull a David Cohn. You can sit there and go, hey, we're going to trade you, then we're going to sign you back for another 1-year deal. We're just going to rent you out, and then you can come back, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, how'd you do? Same thing with Crosby. Crosby's got 2 on his deal. Once again, he'll be pushing 40 when his current deal is up. You're going to have the same questions after next year with Erik Karlsson, who is 35 now. He'll be 36 at the tail end of his deal that he's making $10 million on, and he'll be unrestricted for the 27-28 season. Chris Letang, you're going to have the same problem with or issue with, because right now he's at 38. He will have gone past his 40th birthday when his contract expires in 27-28, and he's at the Malkin price point of 6.1. So just don't be surprised going forward if for those 4 individuals you have this question, and not just for Sidney Crosby.
Yeah.
They will ask, I can guarantee you, the front office will ask those four over the next couple of years, what do you want to do? Because of all of the hockey capital that they have accrued over time, I could definitely see them saying, "Nah, I'm good. I'm comfortable here. I don't want to win another title." But it's going to be a question that will be asked. I can guarantee you. Those four names, keep an eye on them come deadlines and off seasons going forward.
And it's an aging group. It's an aging group. They've been around for a long, long time. And I think what's going to happen is this. If the Penguins are not going to be in a spot where they know they're going to get into the postseason, say they're not even in a sniff of the wild card 2 spot in that Eastern Conference going into the deadline, and they realize at that time, you know what, we really don't have a shot here. I think that before that, Kyle Dubas perhaps will go to Crosby, starting with him, maybe the others, as you were saying, but go to Crosby and put it out there to him, essentially saying, we're in this spot right now. I'm going to leave this up to you. If you would like to move and go to try to find another championship with another team down the stretch in the next number of months, by all means, we can do that. Yeah. This is going to be up to you. I think that probably is going to be that conversation. Now, will Crosby say he'll absolutely think no at that time? And there's so many guys we've seen, John, in hockey and in sports, that put on a different jersey and you think, no.
I know.
No.
Gretzky is a blue.
Yeah. No. What? What was he even a blue? Yeah. But the Jofa, the ugly, he had the terrible, awful helmets.
Yeah. See, Wayne Gretzky is a St. Louis blue.
Yeah.
I mean, those kinds of moments that you stare at.
So that's what I think is going to happen with that. I don't believe the Penguins are going to be in a position where they're going to be fighting for a playoff spot. I don't, because the East and the West, again, if you think the Penguins are going to be in that spot, we haven't even started the season yet. That's fine, but this is part of what we do. We just look ahead to the future and kind of gamble and think. But if a team like Pittsburgh gets in, then a team in the final 8 that made it last season will have to come out. And there's other teams well ahead of Pittsburgh, I think, in where they're at right now than the Penguins. So intriguing, to say the least.
It will be a question that will be asked, hey, can you do us? It'll either be presented as, what do you want to do? Or, hey, can you do us a solid?
Can you do us a solid?
To be up to one of those 4 players to come up with an answer.
87 is always with Crosby. It's always been in his contract, and he loves that number, those 2 numbers together. August 7th, that's when he was born. That was the 8th month, 7th day, 1987. So 87 rings true for Sidney Crosby.
Got it.
Okay, we got through it. We'll be back later on in the week, and we'll continue just doing what we do. So keep those tushes being pushed, and I guess.
Excuse me, sir. There are only certain individuals that are allowed to push my tush.
Off you go.
And it is a very restrictive list.
Yes. Well, that's good. No, it has to be. Yeah.
I mean, not anybody can sit there and go,
no.
Oh, look, there's the tushless wonder. I think I'll push him now. Of course, now that I'm probably saying this, if people were to watch this and then they'll see me out in civilization, you'll probably have folks just sit there and run up and they'll sit there and they'll grab you by your belt and they'll just kind of push you forward. Hey, okay, how's that tushless wonder? Nicely put. So, no, I'm firmly anticipating something like that happening now that we have put it out there into the ether in the universe.
Let me know how that goes, okay?
No, I will not, actually. The boss may take pictures and sit there and go, look at what happened here. Ha, 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 ha.
Yeah. Haven't talked to her in a while, so if she wants to start up comments,
post it on socials, she'll sit there and it's like, look, I mean, it was difficult, but someone actually did pull it off. That they actually did find a handle and push you. So that actually did. We'll see if that actually happens, or if I can figure out if I can improve my 40 time to avoid these kinds of situations when the boss and I are out on date night.
All right, John. We'll talk to you in a bit.
Are you sure?
I don't know.
Are you sure about this?
No.
I didn't think so. See, that's how this runs.
That's how it goes. It starts well, and then
the guy has a Dodgers hat for sakes.
Hey, just for fashion. That's the only reason why. I mean, look, Ohtani's great. Come on.
Yeah, but you're talking to a lifelong Angels fan.
I know.
And don't get me started on Artie Moreno and what we could have done in getting King's ransom back for the guy. And instead, we'll hang on to him. And we'll try and get some players in a wild card race that are overpriced veterans, and you end up getting Ohtani injured, and you end up 8 games further out by the time you're done. How'd that work for you? Not well.
Do you still believe in angels, John? That's pretty much the question.
Not with our pitching.
Talk to you in a bit.
Bye.